So what's your view on SEO and keywords? Well, first of all, let's just say what SEO is. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And SEO changes all the time. So a few years ago, you used to perhaps manipulate your websites to be found in the search engines. In this day and age, SEO's changed, particularly with Google My Business now to the fore, and being the prime way in which Google will get your business before people using a search engine to find your type of business. But what I will say is if you've been disappointed with SEO in the past, then this video is going to change your mind. When I looked at SEO for my business a few years ago, I was incredibly disappointed. People promised me, I'll get you to #1 on Google for a keyword or search term. But if I was, say, for instance, a shoe shop, could they get me to #1 for being a shoe shop near me or locally? Well, they probably couldn't. In fact, they told me they could get me to #1, but when I asked them what type of keyword they were referring to, it wasn't just something that everyone's using, like a shoe shop near me. It was for something like Wellington boots used by cowboys in Oklahoma. Well, let's face it, how many people are going to type that expression or that keyword, Wellington boots used by cowboys in Oklahoma, into a search engine? Probably zero. So they're right, if I did search in a search engine for those keywords, I probably would come up to #1. But that doesn't mean I'm going to get any customers. I want keywords that real customers looking for my business are going to use. And so today I'm going to show you a tool that is incredibly useful because it analyzes what people are using to find businesses with. It tells you what those keywords are that are being given extra credit by Google, and then you can then use those keywords in your very own listing to get an advantage in Google. And by doing so, you're using the keywords that real customers are using to search to find your competitors' businesses. This tool is quite outstanding, and I'm going to give you a link to it in the description below, and I'm going to show you how to use it too. But before I go into that, you do need to understand that there is a section of Google that most people aren't using that's actually a website that's free. The reason why you need to know about that is because there's a few areas where you can put keywords within Google My Business. And knowing what your keywords are and then knowing where to put them is how you're then going to get set for more traffic in the coming few weeks. And particularly when you write posts as well, you need to be aware of what the keywords are that your customers are using. I think it's fair to say that the less words there are with a keyword, the greater the search term, but the more competitive often it becomes. So what you're trying to do is just find a few words. Actually, Brian Adams said an interesting quote. He said, with few words, one can speak the truth. And I think we're going to use that for our main motto for today's lesson. So wouldn't it be great if Google could tell you exactly what those keywords are that you need to rank for and how it's going to help you rank? And Google does do that. In fact, there's 2 areas I'm going to show you now that's going to help you get a list of keywords that you're going to optimize then your areas of your website and particularly your Google My Business listing with. So let me just show you the first one. So if you go over to your insights, you click on insights, and then if you go to see new profile performance, and in there it's going to give you the very keywords that are bringing in traffic. So here I've got the window cleaning for LaRue. And you notice that the branding's bringing in traffic, but window cleaners near me is bringing in 21 clicks. Bournemouth window cleaners, again, doing quite well there with under 15. Gutter cleaning, LaRue window cleaning. And there are more if you go into it. You can get a list of more and more. And of course, these are ones that will bring in more traffic as you grow in ranking. But that's the first thing then, is you just want to be aware of what is genuinely bringing in traffic and bringing in searches. But the second area is a tool that's really good. I've just discovered this tool and I wanted to share it with you. And I don't think anyone else is talking about this tool. So let me show you it, and I'll put a link down below in the description as well. You're definitely going to want to try this out. So it's called Surferlocal. So I've just done a small search here for Southbourne window cleaner. And you'll see that my customer who started just a couple of months ago is LaRue Window Cleaning, and he's under window cleaning service. And he's in the Southbourne area, and you'll see now he's in top 2, top 3. But there's a couple of nice little things here which I'm going to look at in a future video. But I did do an audit, so you click on an audit, and this is the reason why I did this, is because this will give you some keywords. So apart from business title, which fortunately he is known as LaRue Window Cleaning, so that's good. But you'll notice that certain keywords come up, and it's just by looking at what other businesses are using that's being successful with Google. Now you notice here for his business description, I haven't got the word commercial window cleaning gutter. I haven't got gutter cleaning fascia. So these are ones that if I now start adding, you'll notice they'll go green. So gutter cleaning. So if I mentioned our cleaning company is, see when I notice it's offering gutter cleaning, and notice now it goes to green. And really what you want to do is you want to write articles, particularly the business description here, that's going to make these green. And what you're doing then is you're giving Google the keywords that it's ranking currently. And bear in mind you've got 750 characters, and at the moment here I've got 280. So the first 250 are going to be the most important characters that you want Google to find you in. So you can type that out, get it working right. It's only kept locally. You then copy it, and then you can then stick it on your description. And so to do that is you just go into your info, and there at the bottom you've then got this opportunity to then rewrite this, but to get those keywords involved in it too. So I think this is a really useful tool. So what are you actually going to do today then that's going to help you grow your business? Well, you're going to do these things. You're going to first of all understand what your basic keywords are. So go to Insights, use that audit tool that I've mentioned earlier. Also look at your 750 word or character description, and particularly focus on getting some good keywords that are going to get people to click through on the first 250 characters. So now I'm just going to show you how you can get your website up and running. So if you go over to website, and you just want to make sure it says live here. If not, then you need to enable it where it says live. And then it's just a case of clicking edit and working through here. So just edit these things, add your title, description again, add that in, summary header, add a body, and this is the bit that's the about page that you need to fill in. Most people don't do that. Try and format it as well, as best as you can. And what that will do is then that will produce a website, a free website, and look at the menus as well. You've got updates, testimonials, about us page. That about us page is that bit there that I said about formatting, and that's what you need to consider. No one seems to be doing this. This is keywords that are in Google. I'll show you how Google picks this up in tomorrow's video. And also just make sure you filled in everything you can on your Google My Business listing. And you'll see why, because by filling those things in now, then when we go over to tomorrow's lesson, you'll see how that will then, you can enable all the various sections to your free website. So I put to the community a few weeks ago that is the description area in your Google My Business important? Does it affect the algorithm? And the answer really is yes and no. It's a true and a false one. First of all, the 750 characters, not all of that's shown. The first 250 though are generally shown. And even though the keywords in there may not necessarily affect the algorithm itself, it is going to appeal to people clicking through. So if they read in those first few sections something that appeals to them to click through, and they click through, that is what will affect the algorithm, because it shows a signal that people are more interested in clicking through on your business than someone else's that they read that didn't appeal to them. Choosing the right words in that first 250 characters is going to be important. Use keywords that people are searching for, because if you do, often it will be highlighted or it will be in bold, which will help it to stand out too. So at this point, it's good to just ask a few questions that we want to be honest about to ourselves. This is where we take our business and we answer it to ourselves. So here's your first question. When you think about your 250 characters, just read it to yourself. Does it encourage trust? Does it build trust? The second question is, now click over to your website. So imagine they've gone from your Google My Business listing, they've now gone to your website. Does your website, is it the type of website they would expect to see? If you click through to some of your competitors' websites, how do theirs compare to yours? Now, that varies because depending on what type of business you are, I mean, if you're a window cleaner, then it might be that your business wouldn't expect to have anything more than maybe a Facebook business page. But if you're an estate agent or if you're a solicitor, then you would expect to have a well-presented website. And if yours doesn't look professional, then people immediately will lose trust. They'll feel that you're just not taking your business seriously. So having a well-developed, smart-looking website will encourage people to trust it. And finally, I just want you to look at your competitors' websites, then look at yours, and then be honest again with yourself. What is it that your website is doing well? What is it their website's doing well? What do you need to change Do you need to invest in a web designer to get your business looking a bit better on your website? Most people get so familiar with their website that they just can't see beyond it. So be honest about it, because your customers have no allegiance to you and they will be comparing your website to your competitors. So on that basis, if you've got your free website, or if you've got a listing on Bing, Yahoo, or any other website, does Google view that as an authority? Absolutely. I'll see you tomorrow on day 11.